My name is Daryl Horne. I'm a sourcing strategy specialist in the PACA division. As a resiliency trainer, one of my jobs is to deploy the training program that has been established for the enterprise. I guess I'll start by just talking about what I thought was one of the key things in the resiliency training for me. You know, we operate off of the 4 pillars: the mental, physical, social, and the spiritual. And as a young man, I was very challenged. I was from a very impoverished area, single-parent home, and it was just an expectation that I would never be successful. It's always been my spiritual side that just kept me cranking, just kept me pushing forward to try to do better. And when I say spiritual, not in any religious sense, because I have a healthy respect for all religions, but just that spirit that you have when you know you're a good citizen, you're trustworthy, you promise somebody something, you get it done, and that fulfills me. So I'm very spiritually sound, and that was one of the things that I always wanted to pass on to the classes that I taught is, be in touch with your spiritual side. One of the things I emphasized in my class was just to be very cognizant that this is not just a training session, but we're actually giving you some tools to help yourself be resilient. So once we really got into our conversations, one of my goals was to always be very interactive and to get the attendees involved. One lady had recently lost her husband and 2 sons. Another lady had recently lost her son and her mother. One lady was severely depressed, and as I shared my own stories and encouraged them to be active participants in the class, it really just started opening up. And I think that it really helped some of these folks, because you never know what somebody's struggling with. And I was able to establish a couple of long-term working relationships with a couple of those people that I talked about. And I think that it's effective. They now know that they have someone socially that they can talk to anytime. All of these pillars have to work together. You have to be mentally sound. You have to be physically sound. You have to have a good social group. And most of all, it starts with you, that you have to be spiritually sound. And I'm always trying to link those 4 pillars together and encourage people to improve themselves by believing in themselves, by approaching everyday life and every adversity with the attitude that I can overcome this. That's one of the things I've always tried to pass on to my classes. If I discover that there's someone who seems to be in distress, after the class I ask that person to stay, have a conversation with them, extend my email and phone number to them, and tell them anytime that they need to have a discussion, anytime they're feeling a little bit less than good, then definitely give me a call, because I'm there for their support.